Defining success when you're talking about art is very subjective. I think the persistence of continuing to do art over decades is a success. My name is Ruth Hesse. I am a ceramic artist. I'm the featured artist at Shop 108 at 108 Contemporary. I moved to this area from the Pacific Northwest. When I was in Seattle, I took a beginning wheel throwing class that did not go that well for me. I've always really liked clay, but even after 6 weeks, I couldn't center clay. And I was already working in printmaking at the time. And so I just stuck with that until I moved up to Bellingham. And I felt very isolated up in Bellingham. My studio was in my garage and I didn't know any people. So part of my incentive to do clay was I just needed to meet some people in Bellingham. And so all my friends up in that part of the world are clay artists. So when I moved, I knew that I would find a community of most likely like-minded people if I went straight for the clay studios. The tactile nature of clay is amazing. I think there's a lot of problem solvers who work in clay. Clay can be unpredictable. There are people who are persistent because you often have to try things many times in different ways. Growing up, I was a big fan of Aboriginal art. I think there's a such thing as the collective unconscious. So there's lots of different kinds of mark making that show up across cultures. And a lot of what I do is very doodly. I doodled my way all through elementary, middle, junior high, high school, and college. So, you know, a lot of the designs that I have are just sort of spontaneous mark making. I wouldn't say I'm a good drawer, but I think that I pay a lot of attention to repetition and variation in my work. For the show that I have up right now, most of them have a lot of surface design. So there's a lot of techniques that cross over between printmaking and ceramic arts. There's additive things that you can do. There are subtractive things that you can do. You can do carving in both mediums. I would look for some of the Mishima pieces in particular. So that's where you inlay a color into the clay. I would have told my college freshman aged self to not save all of my electives until I was a senior, because they were all art electives, and I realized that I would have had a much more fun and easier college experience if I would have thought for a minute that choosing to do art would be a practical decision, but no one ever encouraged me that way. I don't feel pressure to make the whole world know who I am or what I think, or to focus all of my time on those endeavors. I would rather be at the studio.